Hello, I'm Marcus, and today I'm going to talk about the block theme and getting started with a block theme. So, the easiest way probably to get started is to use the Gutenberg plugin and use a theme that's already been created and in the theme directory. So, I'm going to install the Gutenberg plugin, and both of them can be installed from the WordPress directories. So, you can install Gutenberg plugin and activate. And then also in your themes, you can install some of the block themes. And one of the ones that is fairly complete is TT1 blocks. It is a mirror of the 2021, but built in using block themes. So I installed both those. I installed the plugin and I installed the theme. And so then I'll be running and activated both. And then I'll be running a block theme. You can see the site doesn't look too different. It's a little bit different, but not too much so. So then we can kind of dive in. So then to customize the theme, you have this new site editor, and this gets detected when running a block theme. This site editor option will show, and you can click on it, and you'll be launching into the site editor. This is broken up. At the top, it shows you what template you'll be editing, and there is different templates. The templates they mirror the template hierarchy in WordPress. So a single post template mirrors, like when you're looking at a single post. Index is the top level kind of index page. A page template is if you're looking at a page, and so on. And then there's also what's called template parts, which also mirrors the headers and footers inside of, if you're familiar with regular themes, the like get header and get footer is very, very similar. And then in the editor itself, so when I'm in here, that will close it. You can see this top part is the header. It's kind of hard to see when you're in the view like this, but it's called the list view. So if you click that, they'll persist on the side, and this can show you the different sections. So this top part is that header template part. This is the kind of main content area, the inner part. And then at the bottom, there's a footer part. So each of these, this is the whole template, and inside that template are the template parts. And then you can switch to other templates. So if I switch to a single, it would have something similar. Here's the header, the center part. And this happens to be in a group, and most likely group is a very useful block to use because then you can apply different layouts to the group. You can like widths and heights and colors and other stuff. So it's useful to group your elements together inside of a group block. And then again, the footer at the bottom. So we can look and see what each of these look like. So let's close that. We'll open the single index template here. And all this is a set of blocks. So each one of these blocks is it's very similar to the post editor in the blocks. And if I look on the, I'm going to look on the file system. So I installed the theme, gets installed there. And what those pieces look like are installed inside of here, block templates. And then index. Each of them we can list it out. Each of the templates have a HTML file extension instead of a PHP file extension. But if you look at the template, they look just like the content, the markup that's you see inside the block editor. If you ever look at the code view, and you can see at the top it's specifying a template part, and it specifies the header template part. At the bottom, you can see it'll specify a template part and the footer template part. Then inside of the main area here, I'm not going to edit this here. Inside this main area here is that main group. I could edit it all here and refresh and it'll reflect there. Sometimes it's useful and sometimes I will do that, but you also can make mistakes depending on the different heights. Like things get duplicated here. It says there's a spacer block, a height 70, so it has to get duplicated twice. So it's likely you can make a mistake if you're doing it in two spots. Usually when you're editing, what you'll want to do is make some changes. So that was one of these spacer blocks. So you can make a change in here, save it, and then that will reflect on the main page. And so we should see a big increase of space there and it reflects there. And then if I want to persist that change down, so what I just did was I made the change to the index template. It says I made a change there. I might have touched something when I was on this single post. I'm going to delete that. It was an unintentional change if I saved it. The change I made on that index template is being made here in the database. So what I'm seeing in this view is the database change, whereas the actual template that is saved to the file system, the theme template I downloaded from the directory, is this this index.html file. So any changes I make inside the site editor will just get updated to the database and get updated. It will only reflect here. It shows in this database. And so the way when a page loads, so when it's trying to load this front page, it's going to look for the template that it needs. In this case, it's going to default down to index.html. If you are familiar with WordPress, you can look up WordPress template hierarchy. And it will kind of tell you the path that it will look for files. So if we create a new template and call it home, right, because we're coming into the home page, we call it home.html. It'll load that one first. And what it'll do is it'll look in the database for that template. If that template's not there, it looks at the file system for that template. And if it's not there, it'll move down the line. So then it'll move down to index. Is there an index template in the database? No. Okay. Is there index PHP HTML on the file system? And they'll load that. So when I'm making a change here, this change is going to be made on the file system. And then I can actually, if I don't persist that change down, if I don't save that to the file system and I trash it, it'll just default to whatever I downloaded from the theme. So it's kind of a nice way. It gives you a nice little step. And there's a feature you can do. So if you make a bunch of changes and you have a bunch of template changes made, you can download the whole set. You can do an export and we'll download it all as a zip. So you just click there, download a whole zip file, and you can have your entire theme exported. So the examples I was mentioning, a home. So if I created a home template here, let's create it on this system because this is a theme I downloaded. I won't change anything there. I can create a new, you can do a front page template. And so then if I change things here, I can say, okay, I want to modify this and I'll make this, we'll do a distinct change on this block here. That block, and we'll give it a color background. And it's often easy to select which, what block you want to highlight by going to the list view and clicking into it. So I'll just make the title block a blue background or purple background. It's a little more distinct. And so on the home page, we'll have a purple background. And let's just look at that. And I'll talk about each of these blocks in here too, because it's doing a couple of interesting things. And let's look at that. So now on the home page, I have a purple background. If I go to the single page, and I can also go to this page, which is a category page. And just to show the difference between the front page, which has that purple background, and then the category page, which does not, but it has a similar, rest of the layout's the same. Go back to the front page on that purple background. And so working with your theme and working with that, all you need to do then is make your changes inside the editor and then tweak it as you wish. If you want to do something just for the homepage, you want to do something for all the index pages, you can change all the different pieces in here and kind of edit away. Change the layouts, change this is a navigation block if you want to add a navigation block. Add blocks, delete blocks. So you can add in, let's say on the home page, I want to add in a, let's select my group, and I want to add in a cover block to the top of this. I can add in a cover. I don't know if I have any, I don't think I have any media there. Let's see if we can find a quick picture. Oh, let's see a picture of that. So we make that our cover block and say hello. And then I can move that up to the top of the page. And so then I have a cover block. You can do whatever sort of styles and designs you like to do. You can save them and it'll update the templates. And that's the kind of theme development process is you're creating and editing and tweaking inside of the editor. So then if you view it, it'll look pretty much the same. All right. So a couple of interesting blocks that come with editing is one was a query block that you might have noticed here. And so the query block is a powerful block. It allows you to generate queries like database queries. And it can, by default, just inherit from the URL. So whatever page you're on, it can just say, okay, I'm on that page. Give me the query for that page. If you unselect this, you get you have a lot of options here. Then you can decide exactly how you want that query to be performed. You can either sort order. You can specify I only want a certain category to be shown, a certain author to be shown. So then you can build lists of queries. So if you wanted to create an author page, you can just specify the author to be shown on that page. And then also the sub pieces of that query end up being the things like the post title and then, or the post content or the post date or the post author. So these are also blocks that you would put in and you kind of lay them out as you would, as any other blocks you would. So you can see this post meta area. You have a post date, you have a post author, the category and tags, and then that's separated by, right, a columns block is put in, and then the left columns are the date and the author, and then the right columns are the categories and tags. You can also then stylize these with different colors, different backgrounds. If you want, like, we want the text color to be white, we want the background to be black. However you want the link to be, whatever color you want the links to be. And then these can also be customized. The palette can be set using, you use this experimental JSON. I'll talk about this in a different video, but you can specify the palette that you have there. And this is it's called experimental now, but I think it was just finalized this week. So this will go back to just a theme JSON. In the next version of the Gutenberg plugin, it'll be all standardized in the kind of format there. It was called experimental as it was being defined, so we can make changes to it to make sure we get a nice kind of extendable format to define all these styles and settings. We didn't want to lock ourselves into something too soon without being able to test it out and verifying. So that is probably the quickest way you can get started. And I recommend just download the plugin, the Gutenberg plugin, download a theme. There's other themes also. I believe they're all labeled blocks. Let's see if we can find them. So there are also other block themes available. We go themes, blocks. Of course, I didn't have this one queued up, but there's another spot you can find. Let's look if we find TT1. I think there's a tag that they use in the let's see, block editor patterns. I don't think that's it. I don't see it. There's a couple of, there's not many themes right now. I think there's maybe 4 or 5 themes that you can use. Yeah, well. And so download the plugin, try TT1 blocks, try, and then just start playing around with it and see how creating the themes are, doing the layouts, doing the different pieces to it, and have fun with it. And that's how you would create a block theme. Thanks so much. I hope that was helpful. Thanks.